Human copywriter versus artificial intelligence copywriter. Who wins the battle? The headline of this video is a little ironic because I firmly believe 100% that artificial intelligence will not replace a great copywriter. At the same time, if you know how to exploit artificial intelligence in your favor, AI can surely speed up the process of writing anything and collect the data and facts you can use to create a compelling message. And in this video, I want to share with you 3 undervalued aspects regarding copywriting and 2 practical examples of how you can use AI to help you write better copy. My name is Max Cecco and I teach aspiring entrepreneurs and professionals how to turn their knowledge and or someone else's expertise even into a 7-figure business. First of all, let me share 3 fundamental reasons why you have to learn copy regardless of artificial intelligence. Reason number 1, copywriter's personality. What separates a world-class copywriter from a mediocre or beginner copywriter is their personality. Let me explain this concept better because it's imperative. If you and I have to write a sales letter to sell a product, the writing style, the length of the sales letter, the sentences, and the triggers we use can be completely different. Do you know why? Because when you write copy, your personality, your knowledge, your life experiences play a huge role in your ability to write to persuade. Indeed, a terrific copywriter mixes specific knowledge with generic knowledge. Specific knowledge is related to the product or service you want to sell. There is no artificial intelligence tool that can replace a world-class copywriter. Reason number 2, perspective. If you want to become great at writing copy but you don't have a perspective, you will fail. What does perspective mean? Let me give you an example. Let's pretend you have to create a puzzle of 500 pieces, but you don't have any idea about the final image. In this case, with the lack of perspective, you don't have points of reference to join together these 500 pieces, and there is a high probability you will not reach your goal. Many people think of using AI to create copy without having perspective. This is why they will fail miserably. You have to know how a copywriter mind works, what levers you can use, and how to connect the right pieces together. Learning copy is not an option if you want to succeed in business. Reason number 3, filter the right messages. This is crucial. I always tell my students and clients this aspect. Do not rely 100% on artificial intelligence. Instead, you need to filter the information AI gives you and, more precisely, you have to ask the right questions. Now, I have a question for you. How could you ask AI to provide the right information if you don't know anything about copy? Secondly, by mastering copywriting, you are in the perfect position to check if a copywriter is a real or incompetent copywriter. Once again, you have to master this copy ability. No excuses. And with that being said, let me share with you 2 real examples of how you can use AI to gather information to create 2 parts of your sales letter. Example number 1, discovering problems. If you're not new to copy, you perfectly know that if you want to attract people's attention and persuade them to do a specific action, you have to elicit problems first. Let's pretend you are selling an online course or service in which you help women get their ex back. For sure, if you are an expert in your field of competency, you should perfectly know their problems, aspirations, frustrations, and so on. But in this case, you can ask ChatGPT this question. Write me 10 frustrations a woman is living in when she has been left by her boyfriend. Look at what information ChatGPT is providing to you. How can you use this information? Simply to structure a message to create empathy in your copy and let your potential client know that you understand their problems they are living in better than themselves. This is how you can use AI to discover information. Obviously, you have to know what info you need in order to create a persuasive message. Example number 2, writing headlines. In this case, you can use AI to get headlines ideas for your online course or service, always to help women get their ex back. Let's see an example. Write me 10 headlines to sell my online course in which I help women get their ex back. I intentionally used those words to let you understand what can happen. In this case, ChatGPT provided different suggestions that can be used as headlines for your online course. By the way, these are examples of good headlines that you can use to sell this online course. How to get your ex back without having to chase him anymore. How to get your ex back in less than 60 days with this 7-step formula. How to get my ex back in less than 60 days without writing him a single message. Now, let me share with you another example of using ChatGPT to suggest some headlines. Let's pretend I'm writing an article to teach people 10 steps to write compelling headlines. I can type this command: write 10 ideas of headlines for an article regarding 10 steps to write compelling headlines. In this case, ChatGPT provided interesting and compelling headlines. Writing great headlines is a must for a copywriter. Indeed, the headline is the first single most important piece of sales copy ever, and as David Ogilvy said, on the average, 5 times as many people read the headlines as read the body copy. If you want to get high click-through rates when you write an ad, or high conversion rates in terms of sales, you have to become great at writing headlines. This is why I urge you to watch this next video. Copywriting tutorial: 10 top headline formulas to sell anything. Watch it now!